Our real estate market isn't shifting, it has already shifted. Hey, Lily with Living Room Realty, here to give you a real estate market update for the month of January 2024 for the Portland, Oregon market. So, as I said, this market is already on its way to a full blown shift. What that means is buyers are coming back to the market in droves, and hopefully, we're already starting to see sellers join suit. With that, you may wonder, why is this happening? Well, interest rates. If you've been following the real estate market at all recently, you know interest rates have been the biggest topic and have been really controlling what is happening when it comes to buyer and seller behavior. So what we're seeing is interest rates are starting to slightly lower already, which is bringing buyers in at a pretty high rate at the moment. You know, it's funny, we talk about the psychology of interest rates where when interest rates started creeping up into the 6% range, everybody was like, oh my God, this is awful. And then, rightfully so, it did bring up a lot of people's price, their affordability when it comes to buying a house. But it is funny because at that point, it was like, oh my God, 6%. Then we got into the 8% range. So now that we are coming back down to 6%, to a lot of people, it's starting to look really good. And they're thinking, okay, maybe it's time for me to go and buy a house. And so, yeah, we're already seeing that happen here in the 6% range. And while nobody has a crystal ball to tell you exactly what's going to happen with interest rates, we should see them continue to lower. Now, there are some things you should know with that. We are going to see them lower, but I would not expect us to see those 2 to 3% interest rates we had during the pandemic. That was a very particular time when we saw interest rates lowered strategically in order to have our economy have this, build up in our economy and build up demand for housing, as that is a really good tool to use to boost our economy. We are likely also not going to see those 4% interest rates. Again, I can't promise anything, but we don't predict you're going to see 4% interest rates this year. It's likely going to be in like the 5.5 to where we are now in the like mid 6% interest rates range. So just good clarification there. And then, when it comes to what we should see from this market, as I said, we're already seeing more buyers come, which hopefully means we're going to have a lot higher motivation from you folks who are looking to potentially sell your property. So what does this mean? If you are someone who is looking to sell your home, let's say, you've been in the case a lot of sellers have been in, where you want to sell, but you felt trapped by, current market standards when it comes to interest rates. Let's say you want to go and buy your next house, but you don't want to give up your current interest rate you have. You either bought at a really good rate or refinanced at that rate. Or even with that, there's just not that many homes available. So you're wondering, what am I going to buy next? It does seem that here in 2024, you are going to have a lot better time than you would have had last year, which is a really great sign. With that, there's going to be a lot more buyers out there wanting to buy your home. And then there's also going to be a lot better options for you when you go to buy yourself, which is really great. And you're going to have that relatively better interest rate, which is also awesome. How you should prep for this market. Now, this is always going to be a very, custom strategy decision that we could go through together. But in general, this market is going to have a lot more competition again than we've seen in the past, but it's still going to be a market where I think buyers are going to be somewhat particular. We are in an economy right now where people are saying we're not in a recession, but I was at dinner with family last night and we all were kind of talking about how we're a little bit tighter with our wallet at the moment, just kind of feeling that all of us are kind of feeling that right now. Even though inflationary measures are starting to lower, people are just feeling a little tighter. So for you as a seller, it's really important that you prep your house and prep it well. I talk about this all the time, that a lot of buyers have that kind of mentality of how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if they notice dirty baseboards in your house, they might start to worry about how well you've taken care of the electrical. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. So we want to make sure you are doing everything to prep your house to make it shine, look like you've really taken such good care of it. Do all the staging, all of those things. We don't want to lax now that the market is getting stronger, because we want to make sure you get as much money possible for your home. And the good news is multiple offer situations are coming back. I'm going to talk to you home buyers about this in a second because it's very important for you to know about. But we are seeing multiple offer situations come back to our market. Which is very exciting for you sellers, and just means, we're going to still want to have strategy involved, because not every house is ending up in that scenario, but the ones that are done well, priced well, are getting in multiple offer situations, which again, really good news for you. If you are someone who is looking to buy a house, for you, by the way, quickly here, I'm actually not talking about the numbers. I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning. The numbers for this month they're from last month and just don't really apply. We're going to go more into the anecdotal data on this one, just because when I was writing the numbers down, I was like, this just doesn't apply. Our market has shifted so quickly here in the last few weeks. If you want access to those numbers, I am going to put them in my monthly market update email. So I'm happy to share that with you. Just feel free to click my contact information below and send me a message. I'll send that over to you. Forget if I talked about that, but just want to touch on that quick. All right, back to you home buyers. So for home buyers, as I said, it's really great news. You are going to have lower interest rates coming to the market. It's already happening, and it's going to be happening this year, likely. What that means for you, though, is while you're going to have better affordability, so will a lot of other home buyers. And we are already, as I said, seeing competition come back to our market. So for you, this is not anything to make you fearful of. It's really what you're going to deal with in our market is going to be super dependent on what type of home you're buying, where you're buying, what price point you're buying in. So some are going to be way more competitive than others. So just know that, and know if you are looking to buy in a market that is super competitive, I have a bunch of strategies we can do to help you win. I, have successfully helped a ton of, especially first-time home buyers buy in our really, really hot 2021 market, which is probably one of the toughest markets we have ever had because there were low interest rates and everybody wanted to buy a house. So no, you will be in a good situation. We can do everything we can to get you into a home, but just know, yeah, it is going to be a tighter market. If you are someone who is re-entering the housing market that was maybe looking last year, it's going to look a little different. Homes are going to start selling a lot quicker. So where in the past we could look at something on a Sunday and then make a decision to possibly write an offer there on Monday, Tuesday, think about it maybe and go see the house again. In a lot of cases, that's not going to be possible. We're going to want to see that home Saturday, early Sunday, make a decision on whether you want to write an offer, and then we're going to come up with some really strong terms for you. There'll be the, case still here every once in a while that you'll be able to get, some good negotiation power with the seller. But in a lot of cases, we'll be in multiple offer situations again, where we're going to have to make some decisions based on what you're comfortable with on what we offer to the seller to make our offer stand out from other folks. A lot of, that's a good point to make too. Right now, a lot of the homes that have been sitting on the market for a while, we are seeing those homes start to go pending, which is a really good sign that our market is shifting and people are motivated to go and buy a property. Timing wise for you, this actually, for both buyers and sellers, I think, our market is going to be really strong. We're already, again, seeing it kind of grow right now. I think we're going to see the market be really strong throughout all of spring into early summer. Historically, we see summer, our market kind of slow down anyways. Everybody gets busy with summer plans. But also this year, fortunately, unfortunately, is an election year. So if you are someone who is motivated to move this year, a lot of the real estate, happenings will be here in the beginning half of the year. So just keep that in mind if you are someone who is wanting to sell or wanting to buy, that a lot of what will happen will be here in the beginning of the year. So, not to say you can't buy or sell in the later half of the year. Obviously, yes, real estate agents will be working. People will have to buy and sell. People have, a multitude of reasons of why they just need to make a move in their life when it comes to having a kid, having a divorce, having, unfortunate things happen in their life or good things happen in their life. People will need to move. So no, there will be options for you, but just keep that in mind that the beginning half of the year will be when a lot more action will be happening, more options will be available to you, more buyers will be out in the market. All of this to be said, feel like this was, one of those ones where I thought it was going to be short. It ended up being longer. But if you have any questions for me, want to talk about your home buying or home selling plans for this year or beyond, I am here for you. It's never too early for us to talk. And there is never such thing as a silly question. So feel free to reach out to me and I look forward to talking with you. My contact information is below. And then also before you hop off here, hit subscribe so you receive my future videos. All right, thanks, bye.